What's up, y'all? It's your girl, EVE, and this is The Elephant. So the time has finally come to rank my MFK collections. So a few videos back, I did mention that I actually filmed this video before already, okay? This video was already filmed, but I lost that footage. And so since then, I've been a little salty about it. So it's taken me a long time to get my bearings back into wanting to refilm it. So that's what I'm doing today. But the timing is actually better now because I am almost a year since I filmed the initial MFK video. I think I shot that video September, October. It's July. So kind of almost a year. So if you're interested to see how it all pans out, keep on watching. So before we get into it today, if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back and clicking on yet another video. If you're new here and you've stumbled upon my page, I hope that you'll check me out and consider hitting the subscribe button as well. On my channel, I share everything that I love, and today I am loving MFK, okay? So I wanted to bring it back where it all started with my first video. And if you haven't checked out that video, I will link it up above so you can check that out and then come on back and then watch the rankings, or vice versa. You can watch this one and then go back and check that one out. Either or, you need to watch both videos. So I decided to bring it back for nostalgia purposes, where it all started when I first introduced my MFK fragrances to my channel. So that's why we're here, and the mood is kind of sexy a little bit. It's not supposed to be, but the sun keeps going in and out, so yeah, it's dimming the lighting a bit, so I do apologize in advance if you see me go in and out with the lighting. Me and lighting don't have a great relationship. I had this same struggle when I was in here last time, so it is what it is. We're just gonna roll with the punches. So before I get into the actual rankings, I do want to give some honorable mentions, okay? So I have four deluxe samples in my collection, and I feel like these are really good size amounts for me to kind of give some commentary on them. So in my right hand, I have the Amyris collection. And so it's Amyris Homme Extrait. And then I have Amyris Femme. Now these came as free gifts when I did purchase off the website. So let me say this. All of my fragrances were purchased directly from the MFK website. I did not purchase any of those in a department store like Neiman's or Nordstrom. So when purchasing from the website, you get samples, and you get nice size samples just depending upon the dollar amount that you spend on that order. So I got these as a set for one of my orders, and I am not a fan of the Amyris collection. I'm not, but if I had to choose one favorite between the two, Amyris Homme, surprisingly, I like more than Amyris Femme. Amyris Homme has more of a citrusy vibe to it, whereas Amyris Femme reminds me of an aftershave that my dad used to use. When I was growing up, it just reminds me of an aftershave that he used to use, and it immediately took me back to that time when I was younger. So I'm not really fond of Amyris Femme, but Amyris Homme is not that bad. But of all of my MFKs, these would be my least favorite. Then in my left hand, A La Rose collection, okay? And I am not a huge rose person either, but I do have some fragrances in my collection that have rose notes that I love. So it just all depends, and I've mentioned this before, it just all depends how it's blended in the fragrance, okay? So of these two are pretty okay. You know, I don't think I would go out and buy full-size bottles of either one of these, but I definitely think that I would wear them both until I finish the bottles. So if I was gonna rank between the two, I actually think, and I didn't even talk about which ones I have. So I have à la rose, and then I have l'homme à la rose. So l'homme à la rose is supposed to be catered to men, and à la rose, of course, is catered to women. But wear what you like because it's really unisex in my opinion. But if I were to pick a favorite between the two, I actually like l'homme à la rose a little bit more than I do the regular à la rose. Now there is also one more, and it's l'eau à la rose, L-E-A-U à la rose, and that is supposed to be the EDT version of the à la rose. If I were putting that one in the mix between all three, I like that one the most. But between these two, because this is what I have in my hand, I do like the l'homme à la rose a bit more than this one. And I think it's really because of the ambroxan ISO-E super molecule that's in this. It gives me the same vibes as another 13. They do not smell alike, but it gives me those same vibes because they have those two notes in common. I like l'homme à la rose a little bit better. It comes off as a fresher, younger, hip rose to me than this one. This one is, it's pretty, but I just like how this one plays off of my skin versus this one. So that's how I would rank these two. All right, so I'm not really sure if I've mentioned this already or not, but I have a total of 7 full-size bottles in my collection. So I think that's a pretty good amount that deserves a ranking. So getting right into it. In 7th place, we have Feminin Pluriel. Now, again, if you've watched my initial video, you know that I had a sample of this and it was just so lovely, so beautiful, and it immediately went on my wish list. I knew I was going to grab it and I ended up purchasing it maybe, oh, this smells so good, guys. I haven't smelled this in a while. This smells so good. But so I picked this up maybe a couple or so months after I filmed that video. I knew I was gonna get it. It's a really beautiful feminine scent. Now this, I would say it's a moderately heavy white floral. It's got your jasmine. Jasmine is the main white floral note that I get from here. It also has a note of patchouli. So if you're not a fan of either or, then you may not like this. But if you are, I would suggest giving this a shot. This is appropriately named Feminin Pluriel, and it just puts me, when I want to feel extra feminine, I do reach for this. I've reached for this quite a bit since I've purchased this. It just gives me that extra girliness that I need when I'm feeling kind of rough around the edges, because I am rough around the edges sometimes. But this is a beautiful feminine scent. Like I said, it's a moderate white floral. With this being in 7th place, this does not mean that I do not like it. This was a hard ranking for me to do. So of the 7 that I had to put this somewhere. And unfortunately, the other 6 just have an edge over this one. But this doesn't take away anything from the beauty that this brings when it hits my skin, okay? So Feminin Pluriel is in 7th place. All right, so in 6th place, we have Oud Satin Mood. Y'all, this was a hard one. This was a hard one. Oh, this is sexiness. This is a sexy oud, okay? So I've mentioned before that if you want to dip your toe in the oud world and get a taste or a flavor for how oud would work for you, I feel like this is beginner friendly when it comes to oud because it has a heavy dose of vanilla, and this also has a blend of Turkish rose as well as Bulgarian rose. Again, rose note is in this scent and it's done very well, so it's in my collection. But I absolutely love Oud Satin Mood, and I don't think I will have to buy another one of these for a very long time, simply because you do not need a lot of this, okay? This is a heavy hitter, and it's sexy. It is a sexy vanilla oud rose combination. Absolutely love this one. 1 to 2 sprays, okay? And this is coming from somebody who is a heavy, disrespectful sprayer. You only need a couple sprays of this because this will last you all day long and the next morning, okay? So easy on the trigger with this one, but this is a beautiful, sultry vanilla oud combination. Oud Satin Mood will get you in the mood. But yeah, so this comes in 6th place for me. Again, it was hard to rank it, but it had to go somewhere. And for me, it is in the 6th spot. All right, so moving right along to, where are we? The 5th place, okay? So coming in at number 5, we have Grand Soir. So this is another, ooh! Y'all, I have not gotten my nose on a lot of my MFK fragrances in a while, and it's just bringing back all the memories and the excitement that I had when I first smelt these. But this is another banger, okay? This is a banger. So in my original video, I talked about how when I initially sprayed this, it kind of put me off a little bit because I said it smelled like an old man drinking whiskey, but that like quickly disseminated, and like the sexiness, the richness came out of this scent, and I love it. It's an alluring, sensual, amber, vanilla, tonka bean combination. This is good. And I've also said that this smells really good on me, but I know this would smell amazing on a man. I mentioned this on my drool-worthy fragrance videos. For men, this would smell amazing on a man. I just know it. I just know it. I just know it. So for me, this comes in the 5th place. It's just good. It's so good. And if you have not gotten your nose on this yet, I'm gonna need you to. And you're going to be captivated by how great this smells, okay? Grand Soir in the 5th spot. All right, so we're nudging closer and closer to the number 1 spot. So for the 4th place, can you guess what this could be? In 4th place, we have Beau. So in my video, I had a sample of this. I had a sample of this, y'all, and I was not expecting this to smell as good as it smells, okay? I thought it was just gonna be another sample that I was like, oh, it's all right. But this took me back. It took me back. Oh, Beau. Y'all. Oh, Beau. Beau. Y'all, ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. So this is another white floral heavy, and it's heavy on the tuberose. So if you're not a fan of tuberose, you're not gonna like this. But the tuberose is done so beautiful in this scent. It's tuberose, it's jasmine, it's a gorgeous scent. And it took me by surprise. So I did end up picking this up, and I am so glad that I've added her to my collection. I don't hear a lot of people talk about this one, but I feel like if you like Rouge Malachite from Armani Privé, then I really feel like you'll love this one as well. It's so beautiful. And they do not smell alike, but they give the same vibe, okay? So this is a gorgeous tuberose scent, and I'm happy to have her. So she sits in the 4th spot. All right, so we are down to top 3, okay? Top 3. Now, if you've been watching my videos, then you can kind of get a gauge of what remains in my collection. So getting into the 3rd spot, we have Aqua Universalis Forte. Now, I've talked about this fragrance on my channel quite a bit, so I don't want to be repetitive with how much I love this scent, but I love this scent. And for a freshie, the longevity on this is amazing. And I've used quite a bit of this since last year. I love this scent. I absolutely love this scent. I could go on and on and on and on about this scent, but I absolutely love it, which is why it's in the top 3. And if I'm being quite honest, this could possibly rotate in the number 2 spot. If I'm being just 100% honest, this could go back and forth with spot number 2, but for today, this is in the 3rd spot. This is a beautiful lemon bergamot musky scent, and I do believe it has a woody note on the base of this. I feel like this is a beautiful freshie with some depth in it. Like I said, it has some musk. It has a woody note in it, and so the longevity is just surprisingly great with a freshie. So Aqua Universalis takes the 3rd spot. All right, so we are down to top 2. So who's taking number 2? In 2nd place, Gentle Fluidity Gold. Was there a surprise? So this, of course, I've raved and I've raved and I've raved and I've raved about this beautiful vanilla juniper berry scent. This is gorgeous. And when I got my nose on this, I had never smelled anything like this before. So because of that alone, I had to have this in my collection. But the more and more I wear this, the more and more I fall in love with it. Like I said, it has vanilla in it. It has juniper berries in it. I believe it has musk in it as well as amber in it. This is just a combination of amazing notes to bring about such a gorgeous, gorgeous scent. I absolutely love this. And for me, this is along the lines of a signature scent. This is very much so an everyday scent, but this is everyday on another level, okay? This is an elevated everyday scent. This is not your basic Betty type of everyday scent. This is a gorgeous, this is a rich everyday scent. If you wanted to flex on your hygiene alone, this is the scent for you. Because nowadays, people don't shower every day. And that is new to me. But this is a major elevated flex on your day-to-day scent. Gentle Fluidity Gold takes the 2nd spot. So, with that being said, we already know who is the kingpin, the Don Dada, the number 1. That's Baccarat Rouge 540. There is no denying how great this fragrance is, okay? I feel like the masses upon masses discovered MFK in 2020, and because of that, people, I feel like, try to water down the greatness of this scent, but you can't. I mean, this is often imitated but never duplicated. There's no denying that this has earned the number 1 spot in the house of MFK. This is one of those fragrances where it's pretty difficult to really put descriptive words behind it other than it's amazing. This smells amazing, and this is just so hard to describe, yet you know how impeccably great this is. For me, I have not been wearing this a lot, but every time I bring my nose back to get a sniff of this, it reminds me, okay? It reminds me why it's number 1, okay? I don't have to remind it. It reminds me, it tells me, hey boo, I'm number 1, okay? So I need you to spray me and wear me. So the number 1 fragrance in my collection, Baccarat Rouge 540. All right, guys, so that's the end of my ranking. I hope that you enjoyed it. This was pretty difficult for me to do, but it was fun at the same time. So leave me a comment down below and let me know, did I get it right? Would you have switched some things around? Let me know down below. If you want to catch up on some more fragrance videos on my channel, I will leave them here on the side for you to check me out. And until the next time, peace.